Stai giocando a COD?
This is Madden 19. I'm the coach. You're locked into the NFL on EA Sports. Up next, we've got what should be a great matchup between the New England Patriots and the Carolina Panthers. I'll be back with you again with scores around the league and
Ma forse è l'aggiornamento, ma aveva forse l'aggiornamento della PlayStation da fare.
Call the action. Here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Ma lui ha tipo LinkedIn, non è che avrà un ADSL di solito.
Buonasera.
Ciao ciao.
A moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the New England Patriots and the Carolina Panthers. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Godden. And Charles, we look at this Panther ball club as they interplay here. The losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do
Comunque
that
l'animazione di quando giochi contro la CPU sono troppo belle.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Patriots, they come in riding high, just one loss in their last 7 games.
It's a very focused team, very disciplined. They've kept the penalties to a minimum, and they're winning football games.
It's the final 3 weeks of the season, still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Panthers now for their opening drive. And trotting out there, their tall quarterback standing at 6'5".
What I enjoyed this week is that you asked to talk to his offensive center before the game and find out a little bit more about him and what the relationship is, and that was a pretty positive story, wasn't it?
Yeah, and really what I took away from
Che
that is just how
palle.
it's created throughout the entire. They go play action here on first down.
E lo sapevo, e lo sapevo.
He's going to take a shot right away. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And they finally get it down.
Vabbè.
Reaches the 34.
Si rompeva pure. Ma va fanculo.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Belle le riprese, però se erano una giocata via erano più belle. Io mangio mi sta un po' che 60 yard, figlio di merda. E mi ha rotto pure un giocatore.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Now a play fake here on first down.
Ma che pistione!
Intercepted. That's one he would have liked to have held on to on his first drive. Instead, 2nd down. And this O-line, it is the lifeblood of the offense.
They establish the tone. Mean, nasty, physical. They can't wait to get after people. That allows the rest of the offense to feel confident.
L'hanno messe qualche 5 giorni fa. Quella settimana 5 c'è.
From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10.
Io non ho fatto tutto.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue 90.
First carry of the game.
Ah, vedi che culo di merda.
And he'll get it down inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 5, and that leaves him with 5 more. 3rd and 5 now. Defensively, here are the starters for New England. They were fantastic a week ago in the win over Houston.
And they needed to be, because that game was a game you don't see very often anymore. Low scoring, slugging it out in the trenches. One play can make the difference type of a game, and they got it done.
In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense.
Here we go now.
They're going to look to throw. And he gets it to Funchess complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 13 yards on his first catch. It's a first down as well. They're piecing together a nice drive to start this one. Seems pretty scripted and pretty successful so far.
And I think they did it without our help. Because you remember when we sat in the production meeting with them to talk about this. And, hey, you know, how you guys going to come out of the gate? I know I offered my help with a few plays, and they didn't seem to want it.
I didn't offer mine.
You were the smart one. Whatever they're doing, though, it's working really well.
A first red zone opportunity for the Panthers thus far. They come up 1st and 10 at the 16.
All right, here we go.
First down, and they'll try to run the option. And holding it may be the wrong decision as he stopped in the backfield. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
So the myth has been shattered. Every cornerback in the league is not just a cover corner. Some of them will stick their nose in there and make plays exactly as we just saw there. A big loss suffered by the offense after that nice tackle.
Now let's go. 3-19. 3-19.
On 2nd down, McCaffrey. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Maybe a gain of a yard that time, but yeah, from the spot, actually no gain. So 3rd and long. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively.
Now let's go.
They'll look to throw. A loss of 8 on the play, and it brings up 4th. Fourth down, and here's Graham Gano now in the field goal unit for the Panthers. This a 43-yard attempt. And Gano's kick is right through. And the Panthers stake claim to a 3-0 lead. So an opening drive field goal maybe doesn't whip this crowd into a frenzy, but I think that they will take the early lead.
There's no doubt about it. They will always take the early lead, and maybe that celebration comes later if they play well and they can break things open. But right now, this is all about letting the offense just get settled in.
After knocking through the field goal, here's Gano back out there now for the kickoff. This will be fielded at the 8. Oh, spinning away.
Ma che cazzo? Ma
He
vedi
will take
tu.
it back only to about the 13-yard line here.
Ma vedi che ritorno.
So here are the Patriots now backed up a bit to start their first drive. They'll be led out by their 6'4" quarterback, the
intercetti
former
avrà
number 1
giocato tipo
overall
2
pick in
partite.
2015, Jameis Winston.
And it felt like in watching the game tape, he got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it, because they ran the ball some, they threw it accurately. 1 touchdown pass, so he didn't, break the bank doing that, but he didn't throw any interceptions. That's the bottom line. That's why a defense loves a quarterback like that. Doesn't put them in bad situations.
Ready? Blue ready. Let's go.
They'll run for the first time with Sony Michel. And he'll use his blockers to get this up over the 20 to the 21. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 15 carries, 51 yards, and a touchdown.
He's been a huge part of their winning streak because he establishes not just an identity and a tone, but the team relies on it. He takes care of the football, he gains yardage for him, chews up clock, and that's been a big part of why they're winning games lately.
Ready. Blue ready.
on second down, Michelle. And he'll be brought down right at the 30. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Now a first down carry. It's Michelle. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
They'll try to throw now. Winston. Wide open receiver complete.
Tra l'altro la vittoria, un'eventuale vittoria alla seconda in Ferrari potrebbe essere il record.
54 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
No, il giro veloce non mi ricordo.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. This is Michelle on the counter. And he is going to lose yardage here. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. They'll run it now out of the gun.
Che cazzo di cosa è arrivato?
It'll be a pickup of 12 yards. And that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard.
Look, the first down marker is out there, but sometimes it's hard to find for an offense when they're in a long yardage situation, which usually means throw the football. In this case, they went against the tendency and ran it, and boy, the reward was there. A big, big pickup, and guess what? It's now 3rd and very short in order to try and pick up a first down.
Oh, it's a nickel set here defensively on 3rd and inches.
Still want to be prepared for a pass.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the first down as he's tackled at the 2.
M'ha rotto la...
Now it looks like we've got a Patriot down, slow to get up. We'll check on his status when we get back.
Ma non ci fu niente. La faccio 3 volte di seguito sui camici.
Working out of the gun, Winston. And that's going to be caught for a Patriot touchdown. As his guys are in for 6, and the Pats have taken the early lead. Well, that's about as quick of a passing touchdown as you'll ever see right there.
Everyone has a section in their playbook called the quick game. That was the super quick game. Out of the hands of the thrower, bam, right to the receiver, successfully for a touchdown.
How in-depth is that quick game part of the playbook?
It's pretty in-depth because people want the ball in the hands of the quarterback into the playmaker's hands downfield as fast as possible. There are a lot of plays, a lot of options involved with that.
Extra point attempt here still to come. Extra point right down the middle, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. And, partner, let me make a quick pivot here. Season winding down. They're number 32 in offense this year. The last in the league. Where do they go?
Anywhere and everywhere, but they have to do it with a plan. And I think about Atlanta a bunch of years ago. They decided they wanted to get what they thought was going to be a franchise quarterback, and indeed he is, Matt Ryan. But they had to supplement it. They went free agency, got a running back, came back and traded back into the first round in the same draft to get a left tackle to protect him. Really supplemented that pick, complemented that pick, and went to the playoffs the very next year.
Well, maybe they can use that and carbon copy it. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Now let's go. Boo, Lanny. Boo, Lanny.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw.
Minchia. Cazzo era solo niente abile, sto giocando contro la CPU dei Panthers, quindi sto facendo impossibile riuscire a trovare un accordo. Sì, vabbè, perché dovevamo giocare domani pomeriggio forse, ma già c'erano problemi e questioni. E quindi Maria, non l'ha presa nessuno di 4. Maria, niente, c'è da morire.
Adesso va muto,
sì, mutami Saverio. No, la partita con la CPU è la classica partita per rilassare. Ma tu non sei rifatto male. No, per lavoro. Mi è rientrato l'altro perché era uscito tipo. Minchia, pareva che stava morendo. Ora Tarugno pure a te.
Patriot offense heading back out as we take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC. As we take a look at the playoff picture, and certainly a lot of jostling going to go in these final few weeks. For the moment, they would be a wild card team, far from locked up, but that's why this is exciting. These last few weeks, a lot to play for.
Yeah, exciting for us because we get to talk about it, and you know, at the end of the day, 6 teams are going to go from each conference, and guess what? We're going to have a playoffs. But nerve-wracking for all the people involved, all the teams, because their goal is to get there. And anything less than that makes the season a disappointment. So this is they've got to be primed now for the season.
And a nice move will yield nothing as he stopped behind the line. The opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. They go play action. Winston.
No, una palla bellissima. L'ha presa di testa. Vedi che stiamo giocando a football. Sì, no, si è estroso. Di testa l'ha presa. Era lontano pure dalla porta, volendo. Anche come stop non era uscito benissimo.
The agility is almost like a power forward in basketball, and the competitiveness. When that ball is released, he decides it's his and no one else's.
Vediamo questo.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Minchia, sento un cavolo di intercetto. Cazzo è Candino per...
From the shotgun, it's Winston.
No.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. Carolina getting set to take the field. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. It's caught over the middle. Hooper. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he goes down. It's a Patriots sack. Derek Rivers in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
The Panthers on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 14.
All right, here we go. Boom,
Looking to throw. They'll dump this off to his running back, McCaffrey. And they'll get him down here
la
at
campana.
the 23. Give him 7 on the play. That's going to bring up a 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath.
Sopra le 10 yard su un terzo Campana ti overblitz. Perché dice se ti lascio tempo lo liberi. Non è sbagliato come principio.
To make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
This is fielded at the 27. And Hill running right through it. And we will not see another play as time has run out on this first quarter. 7-3 the score. We're back to Uptown Charlotte after this timeout.
The NFL on EA Sports is fueled by Gatorade, the sports fuel.
Alongside Charles, Brandon Gauton, it's the Patriots in possession to begin quarter number 2 as they take over following the punt with a 1st and 10.
Oh, bene mi sento.
The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down.
Oh, 0-4 buono.
They begin with Michelle on the ground.
Maria come niente, ma annappia.
Down just shy of midfield. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits, and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Now a pitch out to Michelle. He's going to be stopped cold behind the That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on 2nd down and short. What I like to say.
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
No, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well. Off the play fake, Winston. Got his man complete over the middle. It's low. And they'll get him down as he's inside.
But we use the the term pitch and catch a lot to denote an easy completion. We just saw one right there on 3rd and 3 to pick up the first down.
Why are those so tough to defend? Just because they hit so quickly?
Yeah, it's all about timing and confidence. Quarterback sees it, rips it, there you go.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, Winston. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. From the gun, Winston. This one left side caught by Barrios. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Okay.
New England on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he gets the first down here as he's taken down at the 24. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And in the next breath, they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up first downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have. First down throw for Winston. He gets it into the hands of Gronkowski, complete. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
No, la minchiata, la minchiata! La minchiata! Che coglione! Che non sprecare un timeout e mettere una corsa che mi coglione. Concetto del cazzo.
Golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
Here are the Panthers now as their offense comes back out onto the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
No, check, Patriot!
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He hits more on the screen.
Usciteci tutte
And he'll be about
cose.
a full yard shy of the 20 at the 19-yard line. Give him a couple on the catch and second and 8.
Incazzare per questo intercetto.
The goal of wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
E piglialo!
And it's incomplete. Austin Hooper,
Che fate? Ti devo fare per fare? Speccia per lunghi.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete.
Here we go now. Blue line.
They'll set up a throw. And he
Lupara, mi
through
sembra.
the contact. Incomplete. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
Jameis Winston and company heading back onto the field now. He's got the lead here in the second quarter. He's thrown the touchdown, but also an interception. As a quarterback, is that interception, even though you're playing while your team's got the lead, does that always stick in the back of your mind a little bit?
For the best ones, it just upsets them that they did that because they don't think there should be any blemishes on their record. They think that they're way better than that. So your confidence gets tested a little bit. Being able to go back out there, maybe throw another touchdown, that'll tamp that down in a big way.
Yeah, like I said, he's looked pretty good to this point. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive.
Che culo che sto
To
avendo.
Michelle on the screen. It's a loss of 2.
Erano pure
Bringing
a
out
zona.
second down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. 2nd and 12 after the first down pass play went backwards for 2 yards. Jameis to throw it. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
New England on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12.
Ready. Move away.
To throw is Winston. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. A pick there would have been great. The good news for the defense now, it's 4th down.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're saying.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. Here's Jordan Berry now, standing right on his own 5-yard line. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Sidesteps him
Ma
at the
scusa, non ho alzato la mano.
So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10.
Capito? Winston mi ha chiuso un drive, non doveva farsi intercettare e mi ha lanciato 3 incompleti.
We'll keep you abreast of how that one shakes out. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down.
Here we go now.
They start on the ground with McCaffrey. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
So my man, ask this question to you. How do you get to be the number 2 defense against the rush in the NFL?
Be better than number 3, I guess.
Okay, right.
And make plays like that, right?
Well, You're right. At its basic, be better than number 3, but you really nailed it. Make plays like that on a consistent basis.
And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
Partner, you mind if I take off this headset and put on a coaching headset?
You want to get this running game going?
I want to get this running game going. I'm going down there and saying, gentlemen, we have got to run the football. We've got to get it going right now.
Yeah, to this point in the second quarter, it has been a struggle.
All right, here we go. Green, 39.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
No, minchia.
Target, that's more. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A very solid gain of 27.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
All right, here we go.
On the run, it's Ware. And he'll bring this one inside the 35. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. Back with more from Charlotte after this. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And finding the tight end Hooper. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not even going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Here we go now. Green, 39. Green, 39.
Back to throw now on 1st down.
Intercetta che sei là.
Complete on the
C'è
deep
95 di
ball.
speed, ma per quale motivo?
But one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown him a lot of different looks here in the
Sentica,
first half. They've
ma
come after
Ciao.
him, they've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10.
All right, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Throw right side is going to be caught by Samuel. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. The Panthers on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1.
Here we go now. 3-19. 3-19.
He'll drop to
Maria come l'ha intercettato, Maria. Che fu bello, che fu bello. Le mani gliel'ha tirato.
His guys will get the football back. How about the big boys snagging one? You don't see that every week.
No, you don't, but a lot of them are just reliving their old dreams, going back to when they were in youth football and in high school. They didn't always play defensive line. Some of them actually handled the football, and you can see the flashback when he grabbed that one.
Offense marching back onto the field, and our focus shifts here to Sony Michel. It's the second quarter. His team has the lead, but I think he's hoping for a little bit more production out of himself.
And we often talk about preaching patience to a runner when things are a little bumpy in the early going. but we have to do the same thing with the offensive line. They can't wait till halftime to make the adjustments. They have to do it from series to series. So those surface tablets come into play. Check out what the defense is doing and see if they can find a better way to run it.
So they search for that patience here now. This drive starts out on the ground with the
Che palle.
the second wave of tacklers is going to get him. So a loss of 5, and it'll be second down.
Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
Vai, Django, vai.
Play fake. Winston.
Oh, sono fissato troppo.
It's incomplete.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. New England on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 15. Working out of the gun, Winston. And he's got an open man. It's Gronkowski. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Jameis now on first down. He's going to fire one deep and got his man complete. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. So the offense takes the timeout, and they are back out and ready to rock. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. First down, Winston.
No, intercetto di nuovo. Maria che palle. E intercetti quest'anno, che me le fa.
That's sort of a second quarter to forget for him. Now 2 picks in this frame.
Almost as if the first one that he threw.
Ma poi io arrivo sempre lì vicino. Questa volta magari
Compounds the mistake a little bit.
Yeah, you got to be able to forget, compartmentalize, whatever you want to call it, and move on. He hasn't been able to do so here in the second.
And the Panthers coming out now. And the ball backed way up. So thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it. And we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
A little under 30 seconds to go. We'll see how they play it here on 1st and 10. The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey. And he'll get this one up to about his 14. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, time for a sprint to the finish, as it's time to get you caught up with what's happening around the NFL here in a pivotal Week 15. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter.
Bello questo, ma che minchia mi vuol fare vedere?
Meanwhile, in our game, not a lot of offense to go around. 7-3 is our score. Will we see things open up in the second half? To find out, we get it back to our guys in the booth, Brandon Gott and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. So here we go for half number 2. The Patriots with the lead, and they will be getting the football. This one taken just inside the 10. They juked him.
Maria! Maria! Maria!
The second quarter score
Mezzo campo gli ho ritornato.
early on, it's the Vikings in the driver's seat.
22
I
yard,
would
non
definitely
so
imagine we'll hear more from that game as we go along.
At some point, we're going to get it through our heads. Special teams, special teams, special teams. The spark that often wins games.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10.
Maria, che bello come si sta mettendo, minchia che sa uscire. Maria, non
They start
c'è.
the second half with Michelle on the ground, finding room inside the 40. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. 1st down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping it's a precursor of a big second half.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Keeping it on the ground on 1st, Michelle takes this to the 32, maybe the 31, as the defense rallies quickly after the nice move. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
On the handoff, it's Michelle.
Chiudendo i coglioni, capito, di buttare.
When we talk about Luke Kuechly, you can't talk about his overall game without talking about his intelligence and how he controls the whole defense. He quarterbacks that defense, and at times will actually make checks, just like a quarterback would on offense to get them into the right defense. They definitely were on that play. How about that finish, holding that to a minimal gain?
New England on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This will be 3rd and 6. They just do get the play off. Now Winston. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 75 yards receiving for him now. It's a 1st down.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. Jameis now 10 of 17 throwing the ball. He's got a 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Winston.
Bellissimo lancio.
Well, pretty good coverage there in both of these defenses. They've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it. In today's NFL, we're used to a bit more scoring. This feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Winston. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete.
Maria, no, che coglione, per un incis dei miei coglioni. Oppure premuto timeout. No, che cazzo è successo?
Two of their 3 red zone trips so far, they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. And they will run it with Michelle. And he is in. Touchdown, New England. Sony Michel, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Patriots add on to their lead. A good, sustained drive there in this 3rd quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
Oh, un altro perché solo, forse. Buono. Meglio che niente,
A try here for the extra point.
Però tanto c'ho 2 fullback.
Point after, right down the middle. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Panthers offense now, they head back on the field for their first possession of the 2nd half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things work well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. They run it here. Where? And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
But if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
Now let's go.
Another run, this time McCaffrey. And some space here. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A big play on the ground there. It goes for 36 yards.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Back to the ground on 1st. It's McCaffrey. They'll fight forward for a couple down inside the 40.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue line.
Looking to throw.
L'ha tenuta. L'ha tenuta. Che cazzo ha fatto sta?
A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains. Cool under pressure right there, escaping the pocket and finding what I think was not his primary target.
And some of these guys are just so comfortable getting outside of the pocket that they'll do it on
Che
purpose.
poi ho sto cazzo di QB che ho visto sta 69 di speed, minchia, è scrambla che pare una Jets.
I think you're exactly right. Wasn't his primary target. Found a secondary guy who sprang open, probably because of his movement out of the pocket.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
All right, here we go. Green, 39.
On the ground, this is Ware. And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line.
The best offenses and the ones that win are ones that make adjustments. And right now, I think this team is open things up.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They'll look to throw here. And this is going to be incomplete. So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. Made his first. This now from 46 yards away. And Gano's kick is right through. And a 2nd field goal here cuts their deficit to 14-6 now. So a decent drive there to start the 3rd quarter. They only salvaged 3 out of it, but they inch a bit closer.
Yeah, but still lots of time to go in this one. That's why you hear that clapping on the sidelines, right? Hey, got some points. As you said, inching their way back in. Time left to go out and get that victory.
This one taken just inside the 10. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21-yard line. Now the Patriot offense set to take over again. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Ready, move ready. 550.
They'll try to get this offense going with Michel. And he'll take it ahead to the 28-yard line. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
And it's Michel once again. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
New England on third down. They've been very good, 5 for 7 thus far.
Yeah.
This is 3rd and 4. From the gun, Winston.
No!
And incomplete. The contact made the ball
In terzo e quarto, minchia nelle mani, si era fatta strippare. Palle.
Being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Here's Jordan Berry now as he's on to punt for New England. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. Here come the Panthers now, set to take over on offense. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. Just, I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. They'll come out throwing here on first down.
Niente, Racipiù ha deciso che dovevano fare I supereroi. La Lega ricezione in
Hey, did
tutto.
you have one of those backyards that you had one of those like mats or pits like you have for high jumpers, and you know you had your friends throw the ball and you tried to make the spectacular catches?
I didn't need a mat.
you just did it with the ground?
Absolutely.
That explains your
concrete.
Toughness. That explains your toughness right there, because I think that guy was raised just like you. What a catch.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Detroit! Detroit! All right, here we go. Boom, landing!
They'll look to throw here on 1st.
Maria come l'ha preso orribile questo.
Escape, and he goes down. Derek Rivers in there to get him, and that's sack number 12 for him on the year.
And that's his 2nd sack of the game, but this player, disruptive in all phases, whether he's going upfield, coming underneath, you name it. He's a big time guy.
È diventato 93 di accelerazione sto defensivamente. Oh, è buono. Maria come entrò un proiettile. Minchia, ma gliela rimetto uguale.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw.
Maria!
Maria. And it falls down incomplete.
Minchia, c'ho Buffon in squadra, non lo sapevo. Minchia parata. Questo da FIFA, cioè, c'avrà il tratto di FIFA. Minchia, la rigioco.
The Panthers on 3rd down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This will be 3rd and forever.
All right, here we go. Green, 39. Green.
They'll set up to
Maria di nuovo. Maria fumble. Fumble. No, 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 no. Erano tutti miei. Erano tutti miei. Che palle.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Fielded at the 43.
Holding.
Receiving team.
Grazie.
So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10. They go play action. Winston rolling to his right. Wide open receiver complete. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Now it looks like we've got a Patriot down, slow to get up. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside.
Minchia, questo è come Baldonero. C'è un ricevitore che è tipo Baldonero. Simpatico. No, calvo. Però proprio gli semiglia di lineamento.
This is Michelle. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. That'll be a New England first down, a gain of 12.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Right back to him on first
No, si sono incrociati.
We're on to the fourth quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we're back now in Charlotte. We get set for the fourth quarter. Patriots have the lead. They also have the football.
Secondo 11. Ah, sì.
Play action now. Winston.
No.
And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
New England on third down. They've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. This is 3rd and 11. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll get him down right about the 20. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
And this one is right through. And that will extend their lead here to 17-6. A big one there. That gives them a little cushion and makes it a 2-score game.
Yeah, bled a little time off the clock, put some points on the board. It's not totally out of reach yet, but it has to feel pretty good to them right now because as a defender, you go out on the field and say, guess what? You can put some points on the board, but that won't beat us.
Isaiah McKenzie now on the return. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. And onto the field, here come the Panthers. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And it'll make this a 2nd and long. They'll look to throw. Throwing right in complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40
adesso
before
il
it's
ghiaccio.
taken down. A good pick up there of 20 yards.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. This quarterback now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10.
Set, 3-19.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Brandon, we're into the second half, and this offense has not scored a lot of points, and that was another example of why. I think it's time to open things up and start really trying to move the ball.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Frenches with a catch over the
Come
middle.
cazzo.
And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? So into Pat's territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
They're going to look to throw. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Watch it now, Barney. Barney. Hurry up, here we go. Green 39.
Back to throw here. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. He got 29 yards that time.
Press coverage on the outside, and for defenders, that's the ultimate risk-reward. If you take the risk, can you reward yourself by keeping them on the line of scrimmage? But no, not on that one.
Però non c'è su
Got the
quello
step
coperto.
on. Now it's just a matter of laying the ball out there for him to go get it.
All right, here we go. 3-19.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And certainly some style points there on the spin. Not a whole lot thereafter, but still a pretty good game.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1.
Blue 90.
They'll look to throw again. Flushed out, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. The son Reddick in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
I remember throughout my career here in defensive coach, I'd always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. The Panthers on third down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This time it's 3rd and 3. They'll set up a throw. It's caught. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. But correct me if I'm wrong, you're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
On the ground, McCaffrey into a mass of bodies, and I think they held him out. They did. They'll halt play here for an injury as Christian McCaffrey is slow to get up. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal.
Now let's go. Green 39.
On 2nd and goal, there's an option play left. And maybe the wrong read there as he's going to go down immediately. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
I don't think there's any doubt that if it's me, I'd be really cautious about continuing to call this play because you got to know, defenders, if they get a free shot at the QB, they want to take it, and they want to take it big. And
they got it there on the option play for a loss.
Let's go. Green 39. Green 39.
They'll run now with Ware. And he is going to lose yardage here. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. Well, look at the clock. You're down 2 scores. Have to go for this, don't you?
They thought that as soon as they took over possession. It didn't matter where they were on the field. They were always going to be in 4-down territory. Backed up, in good situation, it didn't matter. So they've been preparing for that on their play sheet the entire time.
So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And Gano's kick is right through. And that'll make this an 8-point game. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
And there's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
After knocking through the field goal, here's Gano back out there now for the kickoff. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Patriots offense, they work their way back out onto the field. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays that are going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs. And the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. Calling a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time. And that means you've got to start them on defense, not give up the yardage. Use your timeout in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. Now a 2nd down throw for Winston. Over the middle, he gets it to Barrios. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. So the Patriots with a football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They're not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. On the ground is Michel. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. And quickly we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. So they come up on 2nd down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing. Again, it's Michel. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. The Panthers going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. And now following that timeout, the defense back out onto the field. Here's where this crowd can really help make things difficult. It's 3rd and 3.
Ready. White 25.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Michel. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. On the ground, this is Michel. And he'll be taken down at the 34. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Not much happening there on 1st down.
I thought there might have been a hole for a split second.
Yeah, but it dried up pretty quickly, didn't it? Closed fast.
Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7. Down Michel. And an alley to run. Space to run past the 20. And he's across for the touchdown. And in the final minute, that should just about seal it.
And that touchdown should make you feel comfortable. But do you really feel like it's totally over yet?
Not totally, but I think you're pretty much there.
Yeah, you've still got to make sure you stay with it, do all the right things down the stretch, especially on defense. But that touchdown there, you've got to feel good about your chances.
Now the extra point try forthcoming. Extra point splits the uprights. On the NFL scoreboard, they've gone to the 4th in Cincinnati. And the Vikings able to take home the victory there. If they hold on, it would be win number 10 for them on the year. So this drive spans 7 plays. And a long run there in the end to top it off. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. On the return, it's McKenzie. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Carolina getting set to take the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But you also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
And finding the tight end Hooper. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 23 yards on the play. And he clocks it with just over 30 seconds left. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Completes it to Spencer Ware. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Over the middle, complete. It's McKenzie. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward. They'll drop the throw. And this is dropped and incomplete. Well, there's a metaphor for how this one is gone as time has run out on this ball game. Well, Charles, it's great to win at home in the NFL. When you win on the road, it's a little extra special, isn't it?
It is because, let's face it, in most cases, you're not expected to go on the road and win in the National Football League. It just doesn't usually compute. So to get out there, get that done, and then head back to your city with one in the victory column, oh, that's a fantastic feeling.
So for the Patriots, they remain in the hunt for a first-round bye as they move to 11-3 on the year. And they'll be back home next week to take on the Denver Broncos. Meanwhile, for the Panthers, the rough season continues as they plunge to 1-13. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head down to Miami to take on the Dolphins. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.